Good afternoon. It's been a beautiful, peaceful day. It's one of those days we really had nothing planned, so we're just hanging out. I was just thinking how nice it is to just have nothing to do.
It's so nice.
Yeah, you need one of these once in a while, and I've had a hard time getting here my whole life, but I think I'm appreciative for a day with nothing to do. It's kind of nice.
Right. I've always referred to it as the art of relaxation, something that Jeffrey has always had a difficult time with, and I'm super proud of you because I think you've managed to find a way to embrace that art of relaxation.
Oh, thanks. I think we're sitting here watching these hermit crabs. I'd like to go film some, but they'd probably take off. They're in these shells or walking along the beach. So when no one goes, the whole beach comes alive and they're moving with their homes. And then you go near them and they all drop in, go inside their shells. But you were just saying how cool it is that they bring their homes with them wherever they go, right?
I love that. You and I have been somewhat on the hunt for a new home. Our main house that we used to have flooded in 2015 when we were in Mackinac visiting our daughter, and we spent 2 years renovating it. And while we were doing that, we put every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears into that house, and a lot of sleepless nights and making choices and really making it what we thought was the dream house. And in the 2 years, we realized that it actually wasn't the dream house, right?
Yeah, well, we didn't really didn't need to be there anymore,
right?
Even though we did build a fantastic house.
Beautiful house.
And some things I kind of wish we spent more time there, but not really. I don't really miss it at all. We ended up selling it before we moved in.
Right.
But like these hermit crabs, we're just kind of moving on to the next piece of life. They're in a shell, walking along until they find a shell that's better, that fits them better for the day, whatever it is.
Right.
And then they'll swap it out. And we're just sitting here. Karen was saying the home is where the heart is, and it's funny. There's so many places to explore, and it doesn't have to be anything exotic. I mean, it could just be sitting on a beach like this, or in the forest, or on the side of the mountain. And you really don't need that much because there's just so much around you. I mean, there's so many miracles around you, like these little crabs.
Exactly. Because everything is exotic, right?
Yeah.
Everything is what you say it is. It's what you want it to be. You can find magic and miracles everywhere.
Right. It's that Albert Einstein saying we love so much is there's only two ways to live. One is as though nothing's a miracle, or live as though everything is a miracle. Which, if you live as though everything's a miracle, I mean, you're just content, and not just content and happy, but enjoying any spot that you are on this planet. Right.
It's very blissful because if you're looking at everything as a miracle, our life, our breath, our this crashing water, rolling waves, however you want to look at it. These trees that grow right here, it's all a miracle. It's so blissful, and I just am so beyond grateful. My heart is swelling, with gratitude for this.
And just for the average things I think is in life. You don't have to go build that big house or go do anything crazy. You can just kind of sit and breathe and take in the environment, and there's just so much greatness around you, right? Yeah.
Well, and that's been one of our quandaries, is that we sold the house before we ever moved into it, and we have always thought that we would get another house or a place to live. It doesn't have to be a house. It could be a condo or an apartment, an igloo. I don't know. I'm pretty open to anything. But that's been so exciting and so much fun. Like, as I'm watching these hermit crabs, kind of pick something that suits their mood right then and there. That's the beauty of not being tied down to, one place to be all the time.
Right, exactly.
And I know a lot of people would say, well, what about kids? It's, there are plenty of people. There's this really cool family Andy and I can't think of both their names, but they've got 3 kids, 2 little boys, and they just had a baby girl, and they spend their life on a boat.
Yeah.
And she does homeschool them, but when they stop in ports and they go all over the world, you know, they get to learn a lot about life and people and adventure. And, you know, there's a lot of different ways to live your life. And I think it's super important to pick one that makes you really happy. And it's not about the house and the perfect paint job on your house with the picket fence.
Yeah, or the job or the community or any of that stuff. It's just,
Right.
there's so much wonder to be found everywhere you go. So
Yeah.
it's an interesting concept. You know, it's you need to be open to all the opportunities too as you wake up each day. I mean, there's just so much coming towards you. You just have to be there to aware of it and be there to accept it. I think a lot of people are kind of closed off. You know, this is my little box that I live in, or this is the life that I live, and that's outside of my life, so I don't even see it. I think that's what's key. You know, you have to learn to be able to see all the opportunities that's coming towards you. You know, we call this the Subaru Outback effect. You know, where basically you can check out that video, but it's like basically whatever it is out there that is always there, you don't notice it until you kind of notice it, and then it's everywhere.
Right.
So you know, our brains can only take in so much of this energy and what our eyes are bringing in right now. What you can see, the colors and what's going on. You only really notice what you notice, and if you kind of stay open, there's so much more to take in, right? And that's what's interesting about it.
Absolutely, and it's all out there, you know. So if you're thinking, well, I can't do that, or I wouldn't even know where to start, you know, every opportunity is out there, and where to start is wherever your interests lie, and whatever bliss that you know you're wanting to grab onto. And it might be just as simple as, you know, sitting on a beach with the person that you love more than anyone in the whole world, and just looking into each other's eyes. This is a perfect day for me. I really don't need anything else.
No, it's great. It's great. So let's try to be more like the hermit crabs and don't be so tied to your shell.
I love that. Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from Costa Rica.
Okay, guys, we'll see you. Bye.